I want to call this meeting to order Tuesday, March the 3rd at 9:05 a.m., 9:06 a.m. We will go into executive session at the end of the meeting per KRS 61.8101B, deliberations on the future acquisition or sale of real property by public agencies. Not only when publicity would be likely to affect the value of a specific piece of property to be acquired for public use or sold by public agency. Secondly, we will go in as per KRS 61.8101F, discussions of hearings which might lead to the appointment, discipline, or dismissal of an individual employee, member, or student without restricting that employees, members, or students' right to a public hearing if requested. This exception shall not be interpreted to permit discussion of general personnel matters in secret. That will happen at the end of the meeting. And Keith, lead us in the pledge.
Yes, sir. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, as everybody remains standing, we'll have a moment of silence for, we've had two, and I don't want to leave anybody else out, but Neil Powell's wife passed away. He's been a very dedicated firefighter and a chief, and now he's a chief. His wife Denise passed away last week. Todd Bartley's dad, which is our animal control officer, his dad passed away, Tommy, Sunday, I think. So we can have a moment of silence for these two individuals. Thank you. John, you want to lead us in prayer?
Father, we thank you so much for gathering us. We thank you for the improvement in the weather. Lord, we pray for these individuals that have lost loved ones. We remember our troops that are overseas serving our country. We just pray for their safety and for the success of the mission that we've endeavored on. We just pray your presence here with us, that each and everything that we do would be on behalf of our constituents and bring you honor and glory. We ask all these things in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It's the first time we've been back in here in the new old courthouse for 8 months. So I want to say thank you to the library and Michael Reynolds for allowing us to use that for about 8 months. And good to be back home. And I'm going to thank Terry Gohaven for allowing us to use that building. And then who else did we use? The Career Center and these other girls downstairs. So it's been a work in progress. But the heat and air is working. I don't know if the air is working or not. This feels pretty hot in here to me. You got it turned up?
No, it's right behind you.
71.
Oh, it's too hot.
72.
We have first achievements and recognition. The Nelson County EMS Mission Lifeline. I have Mr. Plater and Michael Reynolds here. We're going to talk about this EMS Mission Lifeline. You want to take over? You want to discuss it? Come up front, or how you want to do it?
Stand at the podium.
You can stand at the podium and turn that away.
I'll turn this way. Oh wow, this is different. So last year, I finally took on kind of a captain role at Nelson County EMS and applied for AHA's Mission Lifeline, which is American Heart Association's Mission Lifeline. It's a criteria that all nation EMS services can apply for. It shows that their staff know how to take care of, diagnose, and get patients to the correct hospitals for any kind of cardiac emergencies and stroke emergencies. Last year we were a silver because we never applied for this kind of award before. This year we got gold. It just shows that our Nelson County staff and employees can treat patients by a nation criteria. Our patients that have chest pain or shortness of breath get 12 leads, aspirin, nitro. So it just shows that we've dedicated a good amount of our education and staff training to stroke care and cardiac care. Some people live in New Haven, and strokes affect the brain, so that time is brain, and if we can get you to the correct hospital in a timely manner, then the outcomes are far more positive. So this just shows that we have good quality staff that can diagnose and get patients to where they need to be, instead of some of the other lesser hospitals that can't do as much. So that's what that Mission Lifeline Award is for. We'll continue to strive for that gold, and hopefully we'll continue to get it. So that's what that is for. So fear not in Nelson County for cardiac or strokes. We got you.
Michael.
I just want to reiterate, Chris took a lot of time and everything to do this application, had to pull all the statistics and everything. Ultimately, it was the crew's documentation that he pulled together and everything, so it was a team effort. But Chris did all the submissions both years and has taken that role on, and also taken on some submissions for the pediatric roles. So hopefully we'll have some success in those in the future.
We get nice little decals in our ambulances. The pediatric one's a teddy bear with a bandage on its head, so that's one I'm excited for. So,
We want to take a picture of this.
Yes, sir. I don't know which side's my good side, so.
Stood up here, put it in front of his flag.
Yes, sir.
You get in the middle, hold that up.
I don't know how many pounds this camera will add, but
All
This way, just touch.
right.
There we go.
is this going to add 10 pounds to my?
It takes off 10 pounds.
Oh, yes.
Got it.
Can't smile that one. You
One
good?
of you tries it first time. I got it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Y'all watch it cool. Anybody got any questions for magistrate, anybody?
I'd just like to recognize a couple other things real quick. Donnie Collins, as the magistrates know and the public, we participated in the Hopkinsville Fire Department paramedic program that's had a lot of eyes on nationwide because of the outreach that it's done. It started with over 100 students and satellite programs and everything. Donnie is one of our staff. We have 2 staff that were in the class. The other one is still completing some things, but Donnie is now a paramedic and has successfully passed the course on his first attempt at National Registry, which that is the kind of standard for this class. They pass on the first attempt, so they have a very good pass rate and attendance and everything. So I'd like to announce that he is now working on the truck as a paramedic for us. And the other thing, tragically, I think everybody knows that we had a line of duty death last year, Wesley, England. And he was actually not on the clock at the time of his death, but a lot of things qualify after shift and everything. So he has been approved to receive recognition at the National EMS Memorial in July. The actual date of the ceremony and everything I'll have to pass along later, but that'll be in Arlington, Virginia in July, and he will be placed on the National Memorial. So, and he's also been approved for the Kentucky Memorial that'll be in May. So.
Judge, I just wanted to take a minute and to again thank the magistrates for supporting our participation in the Hopkinsville medic program. We did that last year, and you guys saw that some of the barriers to our staff moving up in the ranks and getting those additional accreditations was the cost of the class. and us funding that has helped get our first medic out of the class that way, and hopefully we'll have many more, because we're still in need of, in every areas of getting additional paramedics on our staff. So again, thank you for supporting that.
Question, anybody? Michael, about this subject? Approval of the minutes, February 17th meeting.
Move to approve the minutes as presented for the February 17th, 2026 meeting.
Motion from John, second by Adam. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Public comment. Raymond, anybody signed up? Yes, sir. Frank Thompson,
Yes, sir.
you want to come up and speak, sir?
Well, I'll be short and sweet. I've talked to a few of the people. I'm talking about a Veterans Connect Center. Being that we had the old barber shop, the old East barber shop over at the shopping center over at the courthouse, which really is too small for any other business. I recommend the county finish the inside of it and turn it into a Veterans Information Center. We will staff it by all of the military veterans organizations in the county, which will go one place for all the veterans to come. I have been getting calls constantly from people around town wanting to know, and for some reason my number is the number that they called for the information, and I tried to get it out to them. So I just sit, and with it being in the closeness to the new Veterans Park, I think it would be a good asset to the county. Any questions?
What about the old barber shop?
Yep.
Beside the
The old-
senior
yeah, the
center?
old- yeah, right. Next between the courthouse, the senior center down through there at the old barber shop. There's the old Louis barber shop.
All right, I'll talk to you about it. We'll get some information and I'll discuss it with you. I
All
know
right.
there is some future plans for that already out there, but it don't mean we can't possibly, we'll just discuss it, I guess. Anybody got any questions?
No, that old barber shop, Brad, it's not even there no more, is it?
No, it's there.
Oh, is it still studded up, Mom?
Yeah, I mean, it's rough and
Oh, yeah.
Okay, bills and transfers.
Is the roof completed, Raymond, on the old sheriff's building?
Yes, sir.
I guess all the roofs are done now, ain't they, Brad?
I got a few items that left on steel, opening on top of the parapet walls, the metal stuff.
The brick that goes up above the roof. Right.
Just some odds, now we still gotta do, the justice center. Some repairs of the justice center. We're getting close. Weather hasn't
They
been-
probably put aluminum on them things instead of metal, don't they, or do something galvanized, something
Probably going on.
that won't rot, rust as bad.
Anybody got any questions on the bills and transfers? If not, I entertain a motion
Motion to approve the bills and transfers as presented.
from Adam,
Second,
by
John.
John. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have the county clerk's 2025 excess fee settlement. I think Rhonda has that check. Rhonda,
Jeanette?
Jeanette, can you tell us what's going on here?
Okay, with our excess fees, we have a total of $705,000, $705,681.33 to be turned over to fiscal court.
Wow.
$705,681.
You know, all of our fees are government, you know, they tell us what we need to charge. But along with this charge, we can offer our website for free to all Nelson County citizens. There's a couple of things that we have. We have fraud detection, So along with these fees, we do offer some free stuff for our county citizens. I'd like to present this to Fiscal Court.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Lynette. You did a good job.
I want to
We'll
thank
touch
my
it.
bookkeeper,
touch it, yeah.
Angela,
Thank her,
here.
touch it.
She does a great job. She's back there. Couldn't ask for a better bookkeeper.
Who is it?
Angela Pierce.
Is she here?
She is.
All right, where's she at?
Stand up, Angela, so we know who
Thank
you
you,
are.
Angela. Thank
You gotta stand up, Angela, so they can get a picture of it.
She said,
you. Pass it down. to her.
Thank you, Angela.
Hey, thank you, Angela.
Yeah, thank you, Angela. She always helps me when I go down there. She probably dreaded seeing me come in the door.
I will second that motion.
Yeah.
that was a nice word.
That's pretty quick. Jail, we got Justin Hall here with us. I've got some things I sent you earlier, and then I sent a bunch more stuff out.
She needs an approval.
I need approval, accept that?
Yes.
A motion to accept that?
The excess fees.
Yes, and her son.
I need to sign it, settle, you get that?
I do.
Let me back up a little bit. I need a motion from the court for me to allow me to sign the settlement. What's the technical word? This Nelson County Clerk settlement,
Accept.
and then accept the fee and check.
I'll make a motion that the judge sign to accept the excess fees from the clerk's office.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Ah.
Opposed? Motion carries. Right here.
Was there an amount in the budget that we were expecting, and how's it compared to what we got?
We budgeted 458.
Good, so it's 300 over.
Get back into reserve.
I'm going back to Justin. I sent y'all a few more things yesterday. Justin been working on. Justin, we'll take them one at a time. The cost.
All right.
Let's do the fee, the pulling fees.
Okay, so looking into this, in county government, there's only one bill that has to traverse about 5 or 6 different people's hands before it gets to resolution, and that is an inmate's medical bill. First, you have to look at the inmate's state or county. If the inmate's state and he gets admitted into a hospital, then Medicaid pays for it, so you have to follow that bill through that process. And then it has to jump through hoops. We have to go, first we have to take that bill, get it repriced to the Medicaid rate, then it comes back, and then we have to determine whether the state's paying it or not paying it. And if it's a county inmate, if they're indigent, which is the easiest way to find out if they're indigent, if they have a public defender, if they have a medical bill and it's over $1,000, we have to send the bill in, get it repriced. We have to send it, then we have to go and actually see if they're indigent, and then all this. So all this takes about 7 or 8 people by the time it's all in resolution, which has let a lot of stuff, fall through the cracks. And I get an email, just like the bill you all got last meeting or meeting before.
2 meetings.
Yeah, 2 meetings ago. I hate shotgun blasts like last minute. So I've talked to several jails, and this is already in our medical contract already. We're only one out of the 76 jails in the state. I kind of polled everybody, and we had a meeting too. We're one of only 5 jails that don't do this. Grayson County is one that don't do it, but they actually have a full-time person they hired that does this job. That's kind of like of course they got 700 inmates there too, which is a big difference. So basically what this does, this pushes everything, all the medical bills to one point of contact. Okay? So the county sets aside, LaRue County's is $40,000 in their cost pool. I believe they recommended for ours a $60,000 cost pool. Basically what that money goes into a separate account, and as medical bills come in, they get repriced and stuff, they get paid. We get a invoice, or not an invoice, but basically a spreadsheet and documentation of what's been paid for our end for auditing purposes. And it basically will keep us from having stuff fall through the cracks. Stuff will get paid on time. We've had issues with EMS and stuff, like with their bills and stuff, where stuff are waiting on repricing to happen, that, and it's a mess, and everybody knows everything I have going on, and I got 20 things in the fire down in there already, and this is one thing that would be a full-time job for me to take on myself. So I would like for us to go ahead and do this. Like I said, LaRue County does this, Hardin County does it, Warren County does it. And basically it just funnels it all into one spot. Now, any money that's left over can go, at the end of the year, can go back to fiscal court. It can stay inside of that account and just roll over to the next year. It's the county's money, it's not the medical's money. And basically there's spreadsheets and we can send all that as well. And just to let y'all know, as far as the medical goes, there's a lot of stuff we catch ahead of time. A year and a half ago, we had a state inmate that we put on HIP because it's stage 4 cancer. That person decided to cut off their ankle monitor to go to buy methamphetamine, so they ended up going back into jail. While we were waiting for the state just to pull this person in, she racked up $350,000 worth of chemo bills after the Medicaid repricing. Luckily, me and Chip got involved and stuff like that, and we got that waived off. The hospital wrote that off, so the county didn't have to pay for it. Had another one this past week. A person was left outside during that 5-degree temperature and ended up getting arrested. Frostbite, had a hand amputated. We worked with the courts to get them released out, so that way the county's not paying $100,000 for the hand amputation. So there's a lot of moving parts to all of this, and this is just one way for us to be able to have one central hub to get all this lined out. It would make my life 10 times easier, and there would be more accountability, and there would be a whole lot less, I think, hey, what's this bill when it pops up, because it's all in one hub.
All right, so we followed up on this pretty strong, Ron and I, and Justin, and we called whoever the lady was.
Jansen, she works with him.
Talked about this and basically got all our answers for our questions, and there's no extra cost to the county, and it makes it a lot simpler. Actually, we can maybe save money because it might be something that we miss.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
So I would entertain a motion for someone to approve this as presented.
Just one more question.
Yes, sir.
It's included in our contract. Basically, you just got to come up with money that sits in an account that.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So that's basically.
It's just
and it's the county's money, so I mean, it's not like it goes in there and it disappears away. If you all decide 2 weeks from now we don't want to do this, we want to recall this money, it goes back.
But that's the money we've already budgeted to pay the medical bills, right?
Correct. Yes.
I'll make a
You're
motion.
okay with it? You're okay with this?
Ron,
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve the fee for the jail.
Second. Motion from Jeff, second by MT. More discussion?
Y'all got another question?
Yes, sir.
Most medical bills, Justin, how, like, is it 85% of it is reimbursed, 75%?
Well, if it depends on if it's county or state. If they're a county indigent inmate, then the state pays for everything except $1,000. The county.
It's kind of confusing,
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, so the county, if it's an $80,000 bill, we're on the hook for $1,000 of it. Now, the General Assembly during budget session puts aside money each year for the catastrophic fund. So if that fund runs out, then that bill will stay in limbo until the next fiscal year, and it'll get first dibs of those funds to get reimbursed out of. Okay. Now, if it's a state inmate and they get admitted, then it goes on Medicaid rate. At that point in time, we don't get a bill. It gets paid for after that. But here's where we could really get on the hook with. If the person has a paid attorney, which majority of them do not in jail, which, financially, if the person has a paid attorney, then they're omit from that. We can't apply for it. Because it shows that they're not, and I don't understand that why that is, because even if they do have a paid attorney, the bill still goes to the county. I never had really agreed with that aspect of it at all.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
No problem.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, the motion carries. Justin, let's go to you've got about 16 things on there.
Yeah, I know, I was on the email spree late. I was.
Let's do which one do you want to do next?
Let's do the fee schedule first. That one's quick.
Fee schedule, okay.
So the fee schedule you all approved, I think it was in February of '24. There was some confusion on there. Prior to even me becoming jailer, the courts offer a program called Drug Court and Mental Health Court. John, I'm sure you're familiar with it. Chip, you're involved in that as well. these are individuals that basically, they have to go through a very strenuous process in order to go through that and meet certain criteria. And there are certain times they have to do sanctions as a jail. And Judge Sims, and this was worked out even before I was jailer, Judge Sims worked out that their daily rate, sometimes it's only 5 days, or they may have to serve a day for whatever reason, worked out to where their daily per diem was $20. And it's already on there under drug court. One that wasn't listed on there was mental health court, which, Chip, can you explain the differences of them just so everybody, so I don't miss anything?
Well, drug court is, of course, for drug treatment. It's mainly circuit cases that they have very strict supervision. They go through group sessions, they go through individual therapy, they are watched when they go out and work, they make sure they work, they pay their bills, and when they have problems, they have setbacks, and they end up serving those sanctions that you're talking about.
Right.
Mental health court is run by Judge Kelly, district court, and it's really for people who have diagnosed mental health issues, and it's the same thing. It's more strict supervision to make sure they're taking their medication and doing what they can do to be productive in society.
Right. And so I just want to make sure I didn't miss any little critiques on it. So the few small, and this is not very many of them, but basically, historically, it's been $20 a day per diem that they paid in drug court. And I've kind of made the administrative decision that for the mental health court, we've been charging the same, but it never was on the fee schedule listed as that. So I would just wanted to add it on there as well. So that,
did y'all see that? We emailed that last night. Basically, that's the only line changed.
Yeah, it's the only line changed.
You see down in the middle, drug court, mental health court, $20 per day. Now, so I need a motion to accept the new fee schedule as presented.
I'll make a motion to accept the new fee schedule as presented.
From Adam.
A second.
Second by Jeff. Any more discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. All right, Justin, next.
okay, we'll go to the software. Software is next. So every jail has a jail management software. And again, this is not asking for a vote or change anything today. Basically, it's to get your all's feedback as well to go back. In Kentucky, there's basically 4 different vendors that operate inside of a jail. You have Jail Tracker, which has roughly about 40 jails. You have Cadmus, which has about 20 jails. And then you have a company called Blue Horse, and then you have a company called CPC. That's basically the 4 carriers that's inside. With Jail Tracker that we have now, we have to maintain a server on site. Of course, you all know anybody has a server, they don't last forever, so you have to upgrade your server every 5 to 8 years. And we have to pay for cloud storage, or if we have a massive data failure down there, we have that. The vendor that we have now, their prices consistently went up, but the problem that I had with them is that there's a jail that's actually bigger than us, pays less than what Nelson County does. And when I found out about that, I went to the table and I was like, why are you ripping us off when we got less beds than them? And instead of them lowering the price down, they wanted to offer us a bunch of free stuff that I have no use for. So that bothered me a lot on that aspect, instead of making it right. So that's that part of it. This other one is completely cloud-based, and their data is stored in 3 different states. And Simpson County's on it, Bull County, I can get you all a list of it. But basically I wanted to break it down what the cost differences would be and whatnot, just so you all can look at it, welcome any feedback, not signing on a dotted line. I still have to do some due diligence on it, on our end of it, but it's just so you are aware. I just do not think it's fair that one county over for us is paying $2,000 less on a year than we are for the same product. And all they want to do is give us something free that doesn't cost them anything out of it.
Question, we're using the combined services, it's costing $17,000, not combined, $17,000 a year. If we combine them and use
Cadmus says it'd be $15,000 a year flat rate.
And we'll be cloud-based at that point.
Cloud-based at that point. We would have, the only local storage device we would have at the jail at this point would be our DVR, our NVR would be the only one that's on, well, it would be on base. And we wouldn't have to buy a server because it's all on the cloud. As long as we have an internet connection, we're good to go.
And you
What's the cost
recommended
of that
using.
server? You said it had to be updated over something.
I would say, depending on, I think the one we got now, I think was around $5,000 to $6,000 is about what it costs. And you're looking at roughly $1,200 to $1,600 a year in cloud storage where it backs up, you know. But again, I just don't like. It just hasn't passed the sniff test with me as far as they're going to give us a bunch of free stuff, you know, instead of just making the price right. You know what I'm saying?
So
And plus-
Katniss is who you recommended.
that's who I would like to go with. Now I'm going to go down to Simpson County and Bull County, and I'm actually going to go down there and book some people in and play with it. You know, because I've seen the demo and I played with the demo, but I want to sit in the jail and watch it interact all day and talk to the staff members because, you know, this is a big deal on the jail stuff because if it doesn't work out for our needs, I mean, the JMS can make or break. So it's not something I want to do a hair pull trigger on at all.
So you're going to study it and bring it back to us?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next one. What's the next one?
You'll have to remind me, Tim.
You got the.
Okay, policy and procedure. Policy and procedure. I just got an email from our jail inspector Friday. Most of our jail inspections April to May. He's wanting to do it this month. Of course, every year you all do updates on the policy and procedure. Our main policy and procedure, there's no changes. I give you all a summary of the personnel changes and a summary of, and the other ones actually stayed the same, the inmate handbook and all of that. The only one I really need today is the policy and procedure part of it, if you all need time for the employee part of it to review. But I'll leave that up to your all's discretion.
You just want us to approve the existing policy and procedure.
Policy and procedure, but there is a updated employee procedure in that mix if you wanted to do them all today. If you needed more time to review, you know, that's fine, but the policy and procedure is the main one.
When are you gonna come back on this other thing? Maybe next meeting? Or
You talking about the jail management?
Yeah.
Probably either next meeting or meeting after.
Well, can this wait until we can digest the changes?
No, that's fine. But since the actual policy and procedure didn't change, I would ask we just go ahead and just approve that one portion. It would be great.
And you can tell me what you are changing?
Yeah, you're right, correct. But the main policy and procedure does not change. It's a separate book, one that's changing.
And Chip, you review his changes to the personnel policy to make sure they're in line with the county policy? Or is that something-
Yeah, in fact, it directly references the county policy. Right.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we approve the policies and procedures as they're presented since they didn't change.
Yeah, the policy and procedures are the same, yeah.
Motion from John to approve the policies and procedures.
Second.
And second by Adam. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. So, Justin, you gonna come back?
Yep, we'll come back.
Employee side,
Do we need a
policies.
motion to table that or no?
I would put it on the table.
You wanna put it on the table?
Yes.
I'll make the motion that we table the changes to the personnel policy for Nelson County Corrections.
Motion by John. Second. Second by, who was it? BMT, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. So we got that on the table.
Mhm.
So we'll do both of them when you bring that back.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That's good enough for you?
Yeah, that's good. That's all I needed. I think that's it, Tim, I think.
Yeah, you've been in for 35 minutes.
Yeah, I know. And I'm losing my voice today too. Can you believe that? Thank you all. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll be right back.
Let me talk to you about this one too. This one discussed. We'll do it next week. Whatever I gave you, we'll put it all together and don't check it out. You know? That's good stuff. Public Works, Brad, Spalding, and John. Does it feel like home here now?
It does. Feels good. Yeah, that's why Spalding's gonna bring his luggage back.
First, we'll do bulky item numbers. So far, in the first week, we did 1,202 cubic yards, 200.3 tons for a total value of $10,385. A little up from like previous year, so did a really good job rocking and rolling with that. Next phase will start next Monday, and that'll be everything south of the Bluegrass Parkway and west of Highway 49.
And we always get the question, because we get phone calls, if it's your area, you need to have it out the first day of your section. You know, we get a lot of calls, what day you gonna come through? Don't know. Get it out.
Get it out now.
Get it out now.
Yeah, some guy asked me at a couple stores this morning, he said, hey, tell me what day they're gonna be on Quarry Lake.
I don't know that.
March the 9th through the 2 weeks, any one of them days.
That's a perfect answer, kid.
I'm sure. Magistrate NACAP goes through it. He picks out the good stuff first anyway.
About 10 o'clock every night.
Hey, 26 on there, John, you said, am I reading this right? You're telling me we were up 400 cubic yards from last year?
That's what it's looking like. 850, the 940 the year before that.
About 70 tons every year.
How you tracking that? How you track that?
Just like any other truck, bring it across the scales. And,
Through the weight?
Mhm. Yep. So.
That's pretty amazing, Gary. When I've seen out, I talked to Brad about it quite a bit. I ride around checking a lot of stuff. It's very light to me. So
You
that's
trying to beat me to it?
I drive in my car. I can't hold it.
Gina won't let him bring it home.
I don't need, no, don't need to bring no more stuff.
But that could be accounted for in density, something heavier. I mean, there's no way to.
Weather has a bigger side.
Yeah.
Go ahead, John.
So that's it with bulk yard and pick up. Just have your stuff out early. Next phase starts next Monday. Next is the roadside cleanup for the nonprofit groups. That's going to start March and April. So all the nonprofit groups that want to start, reach out, and we'll get you guys signed up to do our spring cleanup for that. It's $100 a mile, so it's a great way to get some extra funding for any nonprofit groups.
And they're contacting the landfill, or?
Yes, they can call the landfill or 1800 Park of Madison. Either one. We'll get you signed lined up.
John, just make sure I get a list where you're
Yep.
signing, so we don't duplicate services.
Yes, sir.
There is a lot of trash, let's say, on the road everywhere. Brad, I know we're working already pretty heavy, but man, it is really heavy out as far as, I don't know why people throw stuff out, but maybe it's the wind blowing from another county, I guess, as well. So,
Yep.
it's pretty bad everywhere, really, so we're gonna clean it up, we're working on it hard.
Things get moving at the park. Or we got all the fields laid out last week and started to get striped to start soccer and stuff this week. It's ramping up with spring sports.
And the only thing I got for
Soccer numbers are up. I talked to Lacey Miles, and their numbers are up quite a bit. And so I'm gonna meet with Tyler Winston, who's our recreation director, which we've got on as a part-time contract. So he's gonna bring me a bunch of numbers and data and all that. I'll give it back to everybody, keep you updated on where our numbers are at, what it's costing, and everything. I think I meet with him next week. Next court meeting, I'll bring you as much information back, and update you on that. Mainly what we do out there, I guess, is baseball, t-ball, softball, soccer, right? The city, Marshtown, of course, Bloomfield does some, and New Haven too, some of the outdoor sports, but City of Marshtown mainly does what I call the indoor sports. It's kind of where it's been growing, and plus the schools, right? So, people ask me kind of some of these questions from time to time, how it's operating. I think it's doing pretty good. We're trying really. So. All right, John, what else you got?
That's all I have.
The only thing I got, you know, now that we're in the old courthouse, the only thing's left, you guys approved a little bit of a payment or a payment to M&J today. What's remaining is their retainage. You know, we always keep a certain percent of the job to make sure they do their punch list and any issues we got. So we're working through, the judge and Carol and Rhonda and I did a walkthrough, so they have their punch list to be completed. And we'll see if they get it done between now and the next court meeting and pay them up.
Gonna have to do some adjusting on the floor, right? I don't think they're ever gonna get it.
We've already adjusted it once.
Already adjusted one.
So they tore out once and redone.
Really?
Yeah. I'm going to say thank you to Michael Reynolds and the library and the board for letting us use that facility. Greenville, Michael Greenville, I think I said.
No, you said Reynolds. You gave him the
I gave him
compliment earlier too.
I didn't give him too many. Michael Reynolds, Michael Green. So anyway, they've been really good to help us. I'm gonna thank them for that publicly, and that worked out really good. We're just about through. They still got some other add-ons, some of the groups downstairs are doing, and dressing things up and so on. And we've only been out 8 months, right? You would think, I don't know if I should say this publicly or not. 8 months, trying to get everybody have everything done. Brad, you know what I'm talking about? Can't recall. But we're getting there. Okay, Brad, we're going to talk about the dispatch consoles.
Yes,
I think
sir.
we sent that to everybody, didn't we?
We did. I sent a rough draft of what a console bid would look like. We'll do some price and refinements to it before we put it in paper. Our consoles are what you traditionally see if you've been out to the dispatch center. We refer to them as the stations, but it's the consoles where they have all the screens where they have all the information displayed up to them. That's really just the front-facing side of it. There's a lot of stuff behind that. We call it the black box that integrates all of the systems together, the radios, the recordings, all the different applications and things that we use, including 10.8. But the stations themselves are actually getting old. I was asking Sean how old they were. They're 5 years old. According to Southern, we're about a year past where we should have upgraded to. We should cycle them every 4 years. You know, we always try to get the most life out of pretty much everything that we use, but that's the one place we want the newest, fastest computers and everything, because, you know, seconds mean lives in the dispatch center. So what I did was just kind of mock up a rough draft of what that would be, and Sean's actually going to apply for a grant through the 911 Services Board to try to get, and Homeland Security to try to get a grant for this. But in case we don't, I want to go ahead and if we don't get a grant, I want to go ahead and bid it so that we can then put it into next year's budget if we have to actually purchase. We need to buy it one way or the other. Hopefully we'll get the grant, but if we don't, I want to have a backstop, which is already having advertised for this.
What's your guesstimate cost of this?
It's going to be north of $40,000, I know that.
You failed to put that in on these 8 pages?
Well, I really don't know. I just know it's going to be enough that we'll have to bid it and we'll have to advertise it. So.
Do we budget? Is that something in an annual budget that we do?
It would. Yeah, we have things that we plan, like we have a schedule of replacement, you know, several years out. So this is on our radar screen to come up this next year anyway. So I'm just trying to get a.
Well, this is something we thought about putting in the new budget. So
yes, next year.
basically, we're just wanting to advertise for bids as presented, and then, you know, we don't have to spend the money.
Correct.
We know if we got the money.
We should know by that time. When's it comes out June?
So the soft window closes March 16th, and what that means is that I can submit for the grant, and if there's any errors in the grant, they will send it back and say, hey, fix this, because it has to be down to the exact penny. The hard deadline is April 2nd, which means all grants for the state have to be submitted to the Kentucky 911 Services Board, and then we'll know in June if we get awarded the grant. So to give you kind of a little bit of history on the grant process for dispatch, over the last 5 years, I've applied for 4 grants and we've gotten all 4. Total cost that would have cost the county if we had to pay that out of pocket would have been $208,000 is what we would have to budget for to get the things we've gotten over the last 4 years. So instead of that, by getting the grant, we've only had to pay 10% of that back to the state, and then we get reimbursed for the other whatever amount that is. But we've only had to pay out of our budget in the last 5 years just over $20,000 on something that would cost us almost, $210,000. So it's a good thing to do. A lot of agencies don't apply for grants. It's been helpful for us. We replaced all of our consoles when I first came on board in Nelson County. We've gotten the new desktops and all that kind of stuff. This year we got a grant approved where we got all new PCs that we're getting. We got what's called a master clock, which connects to 13 satellites in space to make sure that all of our timestamps and our times on our computers are all the same, regardless of who's in it, whenever, the times are across the board. We've also got a QA/QI program for quality assurance on our calls that our dispatchers take and dispatch out. So all those things in the tune of $208,000 is what it would cost us. But since we're applying for these grants through the state, which are 90% reimbursable, we've only had to spend $20,000, about $21,000. So I'm fairly confident that I can write the grant and get approval for it. So just kind of give you some history there.
So, you know, it's just one of those things. It's just a yearly scheduled upgrade. We're a little bit behind the ball. That's kind of why I'm doing this a little earlier than I would, but the timing works out good for us. When the final, when we find out if we get it or don't get it in June, we'll have already be ready to go in and put it into next year's budget just in case.
Well, I need a motion, if y'all okay with that, to approve us to go out and get the bids for
So I'll
this.
make a motion that we bid the new console system.
A motion from Adam,
Second.
second by Jeff. Any more discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Brad, what else you got?
Just have a couple things. Just wanted to make everyone aware and ask the media to try to push this out as much as they can. This is Severe Weather Awareness Week, and tomorrow, Wednesday, March the 4th at 10:07, we'll be doing the statewide tornado drill, so you will be hearing sirens going off. So we just ask the media to try to get that out as broadly as we can. We'll be putting it out on all the social media, just so if people hear that, they'll know what's going on. It'll be a full 3-minute cycle usually on all the sirens, so it'll be a little different.
What time again?
10:07 in the morning. And we always ask people to just use that as a time to relay back to your family and, you know, your elderly family to just go through their rescue plan, what they plan to do, where they plan to go in case of an emergency. Make sure you have a few, you know, emergency supplies, and just, you know, try to make sure everyone knows what to do in your household. And at the same time, it's always a good time to check the batteries in your smoke detectors. It's just one of those things. It's like changing the filter in your air conditioner. We try to use these things as a time to make sure that everyone's systems are up to date. We're still working on the 10A system. We're hoping to cut over on the 16th. We've done a tremendous amount of work getting ready for that. So it's coming together. It's been a long time. You know, we've been doing this, you know, for a year and a half now, through the beginning of it all the way to now. So we're looking forward to that. One thing I wanted to express to the public as well, start looking at the renewal time of your insurance policies. Our fire departments have done a tremendous job this year, and as they do every year, but a tremendous job in upgrading their trainings and their equipment, their processes. Their ISO ratings almost across the board in the county have went down. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to immediately get, you know, a decrease in your insurance policy. It comes up on the renewal of your policy, but it is significant. You know, and I give you an example. The county went from a 5 to a 4Y, which is a combination. But and mine came up in February, and even just going from a 5 to a 4, it was several $100s off my insurance. So just wanted to make everybody aware of that. A lot of times, you know, people don't pay attention to that, but during your renewal process, whatever time of the year that is, try to check that. Make sure your insurance agent has the updated ISO ratings for all the departments wherever you're at in the county, and you should see a significant decrease. And that's, you know, these guys, and most all of them are volunteer. They spend an inordinate amount of time away from their families doing these trainings all the time, and that's what the ISO boards look at, and that directly reflects on the cost of your insurance. And so I think it's, you know, just a tribute to the, you know, the amount of time that they put in to help out, you know, everything. So.
Well, just to, over top of that, you need to call and tell your insurance companies and let them know. Because what I have found out, not to discredit them, but a lot of times, unless you let them know and what's going on, they don't know. You're not gonna get your discount. And that's pretty factual in some cases, so it's up to you to notify them, let them know what's going on. And Brad, the other thing, and these tornadoes, let's go ahead and get into this. It's on my end on this Smart 911.
Yes,
.com. That's another. Before I get to this, is we get into the emergencies. You know, we had 2 years ago we had a little tornado hit out toward Botland area, and then we had one up in the Chaplin area. And luckily, real luckily, I went up there and seen those people. I've talked to several judges around the state since I've been here, and just what they have went through. We've been very lucky as far as any major disaster, but being prepared when it hits. It's not basically if, at some point it's going to be when in most cases. You know, we haven't had a major tornado, I guess since what, 74? And in the 80s we had some pretty good ones, but when it's going to hit, you don't ever know. But most people that I know, probably including me and some of my family, when that warnings go off, you know, just ignore it. It ain't gonna hit this house, it's not gonna hit this house. But you talk to some of these judges and all these people around, they look out in Washington County, one of them lost her life last year, remember that? And just use common sense and listen to the people that's giving the warnings. It don't take you that long to get to the basement or find a place for shelter. But after the fact, it's too late. So I'm just letting everybody know that. Let's get on this 9/11, Brad, talk about that a little bit.
So we have what's called our RAID Smart 911 system. We always try to encourage people to sign up for that. It sends out emergency alerts, not only just for weather, but anything like from an Amber Alert to significant disruption in transportation networks or anything like that. It puts all that out. It sends it out to your phone. It is a opt-in service, so you will have to sign up for it. We've got it up on all of our social media accounts. It's very simple. I think that it has a QR code. Looking at Catherine, yeah. There's a QR code, so it makes it easy to sign up. You know, spread that far and wide to all your family. It's very useful service, and it's free. It doesn't have any spam or anything attached to it. We're not going to give your records or your phone records out to anybody else. So just encourage everyone to sign up for that, especially during severe weather week.
Do you mind if I ask that?
Go ahead.
Also, something really good for that, especially with aging population. You can put medical conditions, medications they take, allergies and things like that on there. So if you do have like an aging parent that's come along, having all that information there, so if there is a fall or something like that, whenever 911 is dispatched to their home, then it's already kind of what they're working with. And same, if they have an aging parent that maybe has a dementia diagnosis, but are still living at home, that way the sheriff or police know kind of what they're walking into. So very useful for those types of things too. So as I said earlier this month, we only had about 4,700 people signed up in Nelson County, so we're really trying to push that number, get that up. It is a free service for people in Nelson County, so again, just please encourage, your family, your children, younger kids that are just starting to drive. You can put emergency contacts in there, so if they were to get in a wreck, you can put a contact. Several good things you can put in there. You don't have to put everything in there. You can put, just fill out what you want to, so it's not an all or nothing. So very useful. Really encourage people. You'll be seeing more of that going up on social media coming weeks as well.
Anything else, Catherine?
Yes, sir.
Give me a garbage update. Do you have any you want to do at the next meeting?
Next meeting,
All right, we'll get some numbers on how much we've collected and all that stuff, so we'll talk about that next meeting. Chip, you have anything to update on?
No update, Judge.
Rhonda? Anything? I'm not gonna put Carol on the spot. Carol? Keith?
No report, Judge.
Jeff?
No report.
MD?
No report, sir.
John?
Just a point of clarification, I talked to Rhonda about this earlier, or late last month. The two, do we now have a timeline of when we're gonna bid the two Explorers for the sheriff's department? We're gonna open that
I
up for
haven't
bid.
really got into that yet. I met with the sheriff last week, or 2 weeks ago, with Josh and his team and our team about some equipment, their equipment needs and stuff that they, since we went to the feet pulling.
Right, but we budgeted for those two in this budget
Two
cycle.
in this budget,
Yeah.
I think, yes.
So we need to open that for bids. I don't know how do I need to make a motion for that? Do we do that? Do we add it to the agenda for the next meeting? How do we do that?
Let's put it on the next week, next
agenda.
That's all right with you?
Yep.
And I'll talk to Raymond about it. And we've got several other things that they've talked about. Going into our next budget, I'll send an email to all the departments, matter of fact, and see where their needs and wants and desires are at. Okay?
Yep.
I have a new hire under me. I've got,
Did we get new one?
it's not a new hire, it's a pay rate change.
Oh, got it.
Pay rate change, I need somebody to make a motion to, this is for Deputy Jonathan Downs. He's moving, and he's, what do you call it, POPs? What's that stand for, Raymond? POPs.
Police
He's
officer.
a certified police officer that's retired and working at the courthouse.
They're certified, and so he's already certified. He's a retired state trooper, right?
Yes, sir.
Working in the courthouse. Trying to get a motion, can you make that motion?
I'll still make that motion.
Make a motion to approve the pay rate change.
Yes.
Deputy Downs as presented. By Keith,
Second.
second by John, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. You got that one, that's for sure. I've got the, Josh, Deputy Josh, and then Raymond, we talked about the, I think I sent all this to you guys, over the, drug dogs. They've got 2 drug dogs that are retiring out. Commonwealth Attorney has agreed to purchase 1, and the price, Josh, is about how much?
$10,500 per dog.
Yeah, there it is, $10,500. We need to pay it and get the dog, and then the Commonwealth Attorney will approve us and reimburse the fiscal court back. And then the second dog, I'm recommending to the court that we purchase that dog for the sheriff department, and it will be paid out of the opioid funds, so it won't cost taxpayers any money. So, y'all want to elaborate on that a little bit? Just give us an update on it.
A little history, we've had 3 dogs, we went down to 2. One retired a few months ago when Jewel left. Excellent handler. It's a little harder for a dog to go a long period of time and change handlers. Second dog, Deputy Crady had it, and he was the 3rd handler. Turbo was excellent, transition from 2 other different handlers to Deputy Crady. Both dogs were excellent and big, proactive on getting drugs up the streets. Crady's dog had suffered an injury. We took him to the bed. He had to have surgery. That's why he's retiring. He basically tore an ACL. And he had surgery last Monday. And so his last day on the work before the surgery, Deputy Crady released the dog to apprehend somebody, and he did. So he retires with a bite, an excellent apprehension of a fugitive.
Let me ask you something about that. You said he had surgery and going in, which I know this stuff's expensive. As that comes out, we paying that directly through us?
Pay that out of drug forfeiture.
It comes out of what?
Pay out of our drug forfeiture.
So, okay.
The money that them dogs seize,
That's what they pay.
that's what they're.
But I know that stuff adds up too, though.
It was
Pretty quick.
$3,400 for the surgery.
They got dog insurance now, if you knew that.
Well, if we put one dog insurance, let's go.
So we can get that on our policy.
I was sick to my stomach just to find out that we had to pay for a surgery for.
Oh, I know, that's all right. But anyway, go ahead.
That it was that much. Again, both dogs were excellent. Deputy Crady's and Evan Keneally, who will be the newest handler, they ceased a drug forfeiture that is mandated through the court to sell the property, and they're going to get a portion. That's why PAC is, or the Commonwealth is purchasing the dog. So I think they're great assets to the sheriff's office.
Okay, questions with Raymond and Josh?
What's service life of the dog?
About 7 to 8 years.
But they come in at like 2, don't they? I mean, by the time they're aged and trained properly.
They don't, but I mean, it's a, you know, a good process to continue the time. I would have liked to stagger them a little bit.
That's what I was
That way
thinking.
they, but an injury prevented that from. Turbo probably had another year or so left. Again, a great dog, and the guys that are going to be doing the work are very proactive on the drug seizures and stuff like that. Back in the day when we first bought the dogs, they were $4,500. The tariffs have raised the price because they're not dogs from the United States. They're Belgium, Mexico, and everywhere else. They raise the dogs and bring them over to Mississippi.
I figured they'd keep the drug dogs in Mexico. They probably need them down there.
They probably don't use them over there.
Chip, do I need 2 motions on this?
Where will Turbo be spending his retirement?
He's retiring with his handler.
Crazy.
Yeah.
2 separate?
Can I add to that a little bit? I thought, you know, when I read that, I thought that sounded awful high for a dog. I woke up about 2:30 this morning, I was thinking about a coon dog. I said, I've seen some of them sell for $50,000.
There you go.
know?
I have seen.
So this morning I talked to John before court, and John brought up a lot of things that I didn't even think about. The shots, the housing, the teaching, the, you know.
Training, they train every week.
And after he explained all that to me, I said, wow, yeah.
It's an investment. It really is. It's an investment.
Well, I saw Tom Raymond, he was out there at the ball games this week, a lot of ball games last week, and you see the kids and the students, and I don't know how many schools y'all go in, but I'm a strong, adamant supporter of these dogs within the schools. I mean, there might be people opposed to it, but I think it's great.
So you need a motion for the one from the Commonwealth?
I need 2 different motions, one for the Commonwealth.
I will make a motion that we enter into the purchase of 1 dog through the Commonwealth Attorney's Office.
I'll second.
I got a motion from Adam, second by Keith. Commonwealth Attorney agreed to purchase and will be reimbursed. So, any more discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So motion carries. The second one I need to, you can make it that the fiscal court will buy the dog and we'll be using opioid funds to purchase it.
I'll make that motion to fiscal court to purchase the K-9 unit using the opioid funds.
A motion from MT, second by Jeff. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Thank y'all. That's a good project.
Not only will we benefit, but the jail does too. Whenever he calls us, we actually do cell searching down there. It's a great asset. Thank you.
I've got a resolution in front of you there. This is related to House Bill 557. There's been a lot of talk about that. I'm not going to have Justin come up here and talk, because he'll be up here with the iron.
I'll tell you everything you want to know.
It's related to the jail. You can look at it. It's basically, there's a bunch of stuff in the House Bill 557.
Basically going to give us more money.
That's what we're after. And some changes and some stuff in the state law. Now, Kentucky Association of Counties, Lincoln Trail Area Development, we did one over there last week. And I don't know how many judges across the state fiscal courts. I know Graves has done it, and David and all of them.
Been about 12, I think, that did resolutions.
We're trying to get them all and push the pressure on them and get the state. Now, if it passes as it is today, now we subsidize the jail. Everybody knows about $2.4 million out of the general fund to operate the jail. And Justin, everybody, we've cut everything basically to the bone, and that's just what the cost is. So, if this thing passes, it would generate about between $1 million and $1.5 million back to Nelson County alone. Now, it's what cost the state. We figured about
120 million is what it costs.
120 million, so whether they approve it or not. I already know it's being watered down. I've already talked to a bunch of them up there, but I need somebody to make a motion that we approve this resolution as presented. I don't need to read all this to it, Chip.
I think you do.
Huh?
I'm just kidding. You don't have to read it.
If I did, I'll let him read it.
But basically, I would just say that, it's a resolution of the fiscal court that you recognize the urgent financial challenges associated with operating county jails and housing inmates. You respectfully urge Representative Masteroni, co-sponsor House Bill 5557, to support its passage. And you're also respectfully urging the Kentucky General Assembly to pass Bill 557 during 2026 regular session. So the clerk will be directed to translate a copy of that resolution to members of the Kentucky House of Representatives and Kentucky State Senate representing Nelson County.
I'll make the motion.
Motion from John to pass this resolution, second by MT. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Send it up back to me, please. What else we got over here? Brad, you give me that copy, I don't see it. Oh, nope. I lost it. Everybody got it but me?
No, I'm the only one.
Yeah. Oh, Carol had it.
Well, Carol?
Carol, gotta get my packet ready. Okay, so I met with, BIDC, Bardstown Industrial Development Corporation, City of Bardstown, and that's County Fiscal Court. We've been working hard the last few years to locate land, and our goal is to build a new industrial park for the community to provide jobs for the families and so on over the next several years. So we're working on that. So I met with the group, several groups in the last few weeks. I was in Marion County over the weekend talking to a lot of leaders and representatives, and so I'm asking the court to allow me to enter a contract with Government Strategies LLC to spend up to $15,000, which we do have in our budget, to represent the county, to lobby the General Assembly to help us get money for the infrastructure of the new industrial park. Anybody want to make that motion?
I'll make the motion that we allocate up to $15,000 for Government Strategies LLC to lobby for new industrial park. Sign any papers necessary to do so.
Second. Motion from Jeff, second by MT. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank y'all. It's not a guarantee that we'll get any money, but it's like everything else. You got to keep grinding and going after it. So. Okay, Ms. Carol, let's do this. I don't think so. Anything else on this one? Before I go into executive session.
Do you want to talk about this letter we received?
This one?
He's still trying to change it.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so yet. I will entertain a motion to go into executive session.
I will make a motion that we go into executive session.
By Adam,
Second.
second by John, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. We are now in executive session. I need to go back. We'll take a little bathroom. Jim, there won't be any action.
Take care.
Today. Out of executive
I'll make a
session.
motion that we leave executive session and enter back to regular.
Adam, motion by Adam, second by John, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
by Adam, second by
John?
John, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen.